All right. It is July 23rd, and we are just back from Next Gen Boot Camp in Nashville, which was amazing. And I'm going to have a couple of the folks who came to boot camp with us share later on in the call. But before I do that, I want to give Shannon an opportunity to introduce her new rep to the group, because this is Peyton's first team call.
Yes, Peyton went to Next Gen with us this weekend. We had a connection call with her, I believe it was 2 Fridays ago, and Carmen invited her to Next Gen on that call, and Peyton was all in, and she went down, and we had a really fun weekend. We got to bond and spend some time with the team and learn some new stuff, and she's pretty excited at the changes that she's already making little small changes in her own life. So I'm really happy to introduce.
Okay, awesome. I think you got muted at the end, so I don't know if I muted you or you muted yourself. But so Peyton, do you want to just hop on real quick and just say hi and maybe share just a little bit about yourself? You're unmuted, so you should be able to talk. But we can't hear you. For some reason, you're unmuted, but we can't hear you. I wonder why that is. Okay, well, just wave at us, and we'll talk for you. We'll have to figure that out another time. Okay. Does anybody else have a new rep on who they need to introduce, or they'd like to introduce? We want to meet you guys.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm new. This is my first team call. I'm kind of more listening in because I'm making dinner and making water pepper, and I did not time everything right.
Okay.
I'm Tiara. You know me. I think a little bit.
So Michelle Day, you belong to Michelle Day, right?
Yes.
Yay! So glad that you joined us.
Yeah, so I'm sorry if I'm just hiding in the shadows here, but I'll try to participate as much as I can.
Listen, we're all multitaskers. That's what it's about. I know they say that multitasking is not good for you, but I tend to disagree with that because I get a lot done when I do more than one thing at a time. So, okay, awesome. Any other new reps that want to say hi, or anybody want to introduce anybody else before we move on? Okay. So is Haley, are you on? I'm sorry, so many people on the line. I can't see you all. Okay. I don't think Haley's on yet. So before when Haley gets on, we'll let her share her story. But before then, if any of you guys who came to Next Gen, do you want to just share? Okay, well, first, before I let you share, I just want to talk a little bit about the power of events. Any of you guys who've been to a boot camp yet this summer, if you've been to a boot camp this summer, raise your hand. Evelyn, raise your hand. Maybe she can't hear me. Evelyn's been. She went to the Florida boot camp. Jenny went. Yes, awesome. So the power of events is, there's just no substitute for staying plugged in and going to events. And the big rock events like boot camps, regionals, and conferences, those are, a huge part of building your belief, building your skills, getting to learn from people who you wouldn't normally learn from. I mean, we have an amazing team. We have an amazing upline within the Wendy Campbell organization with Julie Herbst and Amy Getz, and we get to learn from them on a regular basis, and it's wonderful. But there's so many other team personalities out there. There's so many other innovative things going on in our business that we can learn from, and we have an awesome opportunity to do that. The best opportunity to do that is when you plug into events. So I really want to encourage you guys to, go on your virtual office and click on the events tab and look and see what events are happening near you. When I started my business, I remember hearing that if there was an event within 3 hours that I should be at that event. Now, the really awesome thing is that we don't necessarily need to drive 3 hours to an event anymore. You know, that was 13 years ago. We didn't have nearly as many events. We didn't have we didn't have as many online in-person events, but we also didn't have the online events that we have now. So you don't have to drive 3 hours to be able to attend events. You can attend an event in your living room. And we have an awesome opportunity to do just that with the Pajama Regional coming up on the 3rd and the 4th of August. So not this weekend, but next weekend. And really anybody is able to host that event. So even if you live in the middle of nowhere and you don't have any Juice Plus team around you, you can still stream that event and you can be part of that event. It's not going to be as much fun if you don't have a group of people to watch it with, but you'll still be able to get the information and it'll be as if you're there. Because that is a virtual event. So if you don't know how to do that, I have information in our pinned post on the Pajama Regional that you can check out, and you can reach up to your upline leader too if you have any questions about that. But the Pajama Regional is phenomenal because truly people from around the world come and train us because it's virtual, so nobody has to travel. So that's a really great opportunity to take advantage of. But I want to encourage you guys moving, you know, if you have a big why for this business, if you want to be a national marketing director, if you want to increase your paycheck and grow a really, really big team and a really big business, then, you know, 2 conferences and 2 boot camps a year is a rule of thumb. You know, that's what I do and I have done for most of my business is 2 conferences a year. And then in between those conferences, a big rock event like a boot camp or a regional so that I can really stay plugged in and stay inspired. So, okay. Now that I've talked a little bit about the power of events, I just want to give the people, anybody who wants to share about Next Gen Bootcamp, just your number 1 takeaway in 1 minute. I'm going to cut you. I'm going to mute you after a minute. So economy of words. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go. I'll speak for Peyton real quick. She boxed me. She can't be heard. But her number 1 takeaway was all of the healthy eating and the community. She tried Brussels sprouts for the first time this weekend, and she enjoyed the healthy food, and she's feeling really good. Like she realized just how much the power of food affects her energy. And then for my takeaway, I would have to say it's either the selfie videos where when you do a follow-up or you're reaching out on Facebook Messenger or something, to take a personal selfie video and send that instead of just texting. I thought that was really cool. And my other thing was when Jaren Kinsey was talking about someone mentioning a pyramid scheme and how corporate is really a pyramid scheme, because you've got this one guy up here and then guys that go down and everybody's fighting for the exact same position. Whereas in our business, we work side by side to each other and we're trying to work together and not stomp each other out, so to speak. It's just more loving.
Yes, we are the opposite of a pyramid, aren't we? We're an upside down pyramid is what we are. Okay, anybody who else wants to share?
I can share. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so mine was, and I don't even remember who said it. I think I told you this, but I took notes, was when someone said, I don't want to look back 20 years from now and, or even 10, I don't know, and tell my kids that they could have really had it all, but mom was too scared to step out of her comfort zone. Mom was too scared to lift up the phone and reach out to somebody, to share, to, you know, do a text. Mom was too scared to call and talk to somebody on the phone or go to an event or host an event. And that resonated with me because I've just decided I'm not going to be too scared to do that. If I have the opportunity to give my kids and my grandkids it all, I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to look back and regret just because I let fear.
Mm-hmm. That got me in the feels so big time, Jen. That was Jamie Kinsey who said that. I looked back at my notes and that was Jamie Kinsey who said that. And that definitely resonated with me too. All right. Who else?
Oh my God, people can see me.
Okay, Katie. Yeah.
Okay, so mine was just a mindset shift. I don't even remember who it was, but someone said, you only go as far as your mindset allows you. And for me, I just, I realized a lot this weekend how much my mindset holds me back, or just like not even letting myself dream of things I want, or just like things stuck in like negative process.
Holy crap.
So just the power of like positive thinking and just having your goals set and like really envisioning those and reaching towards those.
Yes, that area of possibility, we have to be constantly expanding it. And one of the exercises that they had us do at the boot camp was they had us really sit down and envision what our future, if money and time were no object, what would our future look like? What would we be doing? Where would we live? What would we do? Who would we be doing it with? And then we got challenged to even dream a little bit deeper, to expand those dreams. And it was just really, really fun to be able to go around the table and share those things, but also to see, kind of have your eyes open to where maybe you were thinking very small, even though money and time are no object, you're still thinking small. Anyway, so the truth of the matter is that, not everybody is going to build a million, trillion, billion-dollar business. Trillion's a lot, but $1 million business with Juice Plus, but people are building $1 million businesses with Juice Plus. And so to expand that area of possibility, to know that, if that is something that you want to do, it is possible. People are doing that today in this business with our company, and they're doing it. It's not taking them. They didn't have to get in 30 years ago to be able to do that. They're doing it, in 10 years time or 5 years time. I don't know. So, okay. And who else?
I'll go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. It's working. Mine was fall in love with the follow-up. It kind of hit me between the eyes because I always hear the fortunes in the follow-up. But when she talked about how the one and done thing, and how when you tell, you kind of tell yourself a story about the person or you feel like they don't need it. And all these resonated with me because I can look back and I can think of probably about 40 people that I did that to, either one or done or two are done, So I really feel like, I was worried about being pushy. I took it personal if I didn't hear back. And I really think you need to come from that place of caring for others and just, make sure you're presenting it right and just keep touching base like she talked about. So.
Yeah, that was awesome. So you guys, in the Cherry Bomb Facebook group, if you're not in that group, you can, we can add you to that group. Okay, so just reach out to your upline leader and we can add you to that group. But I actually recorded Ali Schneider's follow-up training, and it's incredible. And the heart of it is that if you reach out to somebody one time and send them a message and they don't get back to you, and then you never follow up with them, if the reason why you're not following up with them is because you don't want them to think you're pushy or you're trying to sell them something or you don't care, what the message that you're sending by doing those one and done contacts is just that you're just trying to sell them something and you're just going through your contact list and sending a bunch of messages. So it's when you follow up with people and let them know, hey, I know life is busy and I just really wanted to get back in touch with you and see if you'd had an opportunity to look at that video that I sent you or whatever it was that you contacted them about. If you continue to follow up, that is truly showing people that you care about them and you're sharing with them because you care about them. So go over to the Cherry Bomb Facebook page and watch that video or watch the video that I posted of Allie's training because it is phenomenal, you guys. And she is going to do that training live on one of our Cherry Bomb calls coming up. So I want to encourage you to tune into that when she does do that training because live, it was just really, really, really incredible. Okay, who else?
I'll go. So let's see. So Dr. David Phillips was there. It was amazing. And he does a great talk. And I think that one thing that kind of resonated was just the fact that he was really being pretty raw in the sense of that you're going to run across people that cannot see the forest through the trees. They get really stuck and caught up on something that's really not that important. And then we can get caught and stuck on things that are really not that important. So don't try to be the expert, please. Go to the people that are the experts, but also be willing to walk away for the people that aren't in the place where they're not really open and they're going to focus on one little thing, and we just don't want to play that game with them because they're just not in place. So that was awesome. The second was I've been around a pretty long time, and one thing I can say is that no matter big event, small event, coaching calls, team calls, they talked about connection calls or three-way calls, whatever you want to say, and it's been around since the dawn of direct marketing, and it's never going to go away. Like, it's not a phase; it's there all the time. So it really just slapped me in the face that you just don't reinvent the wheel. That really bring people. And then last but not least, they talked about wanting versus willing, and it really resonated with me, because I know that there's no lie on that you can want all you want, but if you aren't willing to do it. But it was more than that. It's hard when you're not there, but it's really real for a lot of people. I think wanting versus willing, and you can be pretty clear about what falls under each category.
Those were big takeaways for me too, Jenny. Thank you. Yes. If you want, to build a national marketing director business, but you're not willing to host events, or if you're not willing to, put things on your calendar, the big rock events on your calendar, then, then wanting a national marketing director business, it's probably just going to be a dream for you, because, we have a tried and proven system, and we have people who've gone before us have been really very successful. And it doesn't mean that you have to walk their exact path. Of course not. But there are certain things that are really non-negotiable in order to be successful. And and part of it is, attending events, but also talking to people, picking up the phone, getting uncomfortable, starting those conversations that might be a little bit scary. They talked about turning your chicken list. If you guys are new and you don't know what a chicken list is, it's that list of people that you really, really want to talk to, but you're afraid because maybe they're successful or really smart or have more experience or are super healthy or whatever it is. So they're on your chicken list. But you know what? They said, instead of calling that your chicken list, call that your power list, because we have the real deal. We have this amazing product that can change people's health, can change people's lives. We have an amazing business that can change people's future, that people can really rewrite their story with both the product and our company and our business. And so if you just get really confident and don't have to do it by yourself, you can do it with a connection call with your upline leader. I talked about it last week, how I really want you guys to be calling me to, asking me to do these three-way calls. And I'm excited that you guys are doing that. I'm definitely having an increase in the number of three-way calls that I'm doing. So thank you for that, because it's paying off. Those of you who've done the three-way calls with us, it's definitely paying off. But anyways, turning that into a power list, because, if you can get these people connected to an event, connected to your upline leader to breathe a little bit of vision about what this could mean for them, then guess what those people can turn into? They can turn into world changers. They can turn into people that can partner with you in this mission and spread the word of what we're sharing, which is, inspiring healthy living around the world. So that's a huge opportunity. So turn your chicken list into a power list. Okay. Anybody else want to share? Okay, then let's move on, and I want you guys to meet Haley, and I just want to say one thing about Haley. So Haley lives in Florida, and she is under Evelyn, and she's awesome. She works at the physical therapy practice, and you can share a little bit more about yourself, Haley. But I got the opportunity to really connect with her on a call, and on that call, I just could see her heart, and I could see her passion for really wanting to help people. But on that call, we talked about going to the boot camp. And when we first started talking about it, she didn't think that was a possibility for her. She didn't think she was going to be able to go because of, finances and times and a lot of different things. But she made the sacrifices that she needed to make in order to get to that Florida boot camp. And I really, truly believe that it has changed the path that she's on. And I've just seen so much. And I know I'm, many, many states away, but I've seen a huge shift in her since she went to that event. So Haley, I'd love for you to introduce yourself, share your story, but also if you want to just talk a little bit about what that event meant for you so early in your business.
Yeah, of course. And I just want to say I'm so sorry. I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if you called for me, Carmen, but I was late coming on here. It's been a long day, so I'm really sorry. I was late. So please forgive me. But yeah. So I wasn't going to consider going to the boot camp because $200 was and kind of is a decent amount of money for me right now. So once I started talking to Carmen about it, she's like, you just need to go. Like, you need to go. That's where you need to invest in yourself. And I understand that concept. You know, in order to learn and grow more, there are things that you need to invest in financially. So after getting off the phone with her, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go. And I'm so glad I did, because I really got the feel of the community in Juice Plus and a lot of inspiration from going there. And it was really cool to do something different and like be in a different setting for a weekend. So there was a lot of really great trainings, good stories from people, and I got a lot out of it. Of course, like that's what happens when you leave like a conference or boot camps. So since then I've really been diving into this more, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So, and I know that it's a process. So all this doesn't just happen overnight. But of course, I have a patience problem. I just want it all now. But it takes time and it takes growth and patience. So that's something that I'm learning as well. As far as the product goes, Carmen, you wanted me to share a little bit about.
Yeah, I want to hear your product story and your shred story.
Okay. So when I got the job at the physical therapy office, I've always been interested in wellness and things like that. And I was kind of getting into nutrition and wanting to learn more about nutrition for myself, because there's so much stuff all over the place and you just don't know what it is and what's good for you and what isn't. So I was interested in nutrition. And when I was introduced to Juice Plus, I'm one of the people, it just made complete sense to me. Like as soon as I saw the presentation, Julie Herps actually did the presentation at my work. So it was really easy to like understand it all. She does a really good job of explaining everything, because she probably knows it all by heart right now. But she's very informative. So a light bulb went off and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing. And this is what I've been looking for, because I know that there's a nutritional gap in my life. I know I want to eat a ton of fruits and vegetables a day. Like I know that I should, but I don't. And there's so many other options things out there that make it hard to want to eat all that nutritious food all the time, unfortunately. So it just made so much sense to me to take a few capsules a day in order to boost my intake of nutrition. And I was really blown away by the research. So that's what really sold me. I want to know that what I'm getting actually works and it is pure, and there have been studies on it, and I want to know exactly what's in it. And Juice Plus has all that information that's readily available for us. So I was like, awesome. This is so awesome. I immediately wanted to get it. And then once I was told that it was only $50 to be a rep, I was like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to want to share it with everyone anyways. So I did. Now I have, have a good little business growing for myself right now. But as far as, my product experience, around like month 2, I started to realize an increase in energy, and also wanting to eat more fruits and vegetables, because eating junk, because I I'm not perfect. I do it sometimes, but it just feels so, like I'm not being good to my body when I eat that. So it just feels kind of unnatural to eat that stuff. So I want to eat more fruits and vegetables. I'm having more energy throughout the day, and was one of the reasons why I was why I decided to learn more about nutrition, because I'm 23 and I would have issues with fatigue and not being able to get through the day, like without a nap, and not having enough energy to go to the gym and do other things that I wanted to do after work. So that's Juice Plus has really, really helped me with that. And that's amazing, because I'm able to be more productive when I have more energy. I feel better. It's a beautiful like cycle, that it feels really good for myself. Another really important thing that I want to mention that's really big for me. So I was having digestive issues. Sorry, everyone. This is a, little TMI, but like, I could not go to the bathroom, and that is not a good feeling at all. And I struggled with that for a while, for like 6 months. So I done a lot of research, like I'm eating like a spoonful of coconut oil, like trying to like get my digestive system moving, and something just wasn't working. And I would take probiotics. So since taking Juice Plus, so I do the trio and the shakes, I don't do any of that stuff anymore. I don't take probiotics. I don't, they're good for you, but I don't rely on them to get my digestive system moving. It's actually just really healing my body. So that's a really, really, really good feeling, because I was worried about that for a while, and I feel like just lighter overall. So it's been an amazing journey so far, and it's so fresh still, but I'm excited to carry on with the journey.
Yeah, and I just want to say that, Haley, I mean, if you like Google what percentage of Americans are constipated, it's a very high percentage. So your story can really reach and get a lot of people excited, because you are definitely in the majority. You were, not anymore, you were like in the majority of Americans when it comes to that. So yes.
It's a problem. Not a good one.
Thank you so much for sharing. I've loved watching your journey, and I'm excited to continue to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so I want you guys to share, if you can just hang on for like another 5 minutes, I want to share something with you that I'm really, really excited about. It's a new tool that we're going to be using. And this is a tool that that I learned about from hold on a second, sorry. I've got to Oh, there we go. Okay. So I learned about this from Ali Schneider, who is on Mitra Ray's team. And so Mitra Ray's team has been really doing a lot of these and seeing a lot of success, but they're called trailer videos. So I've spoken to a few of you about these, or if you're on the Cherry Bomb calls. And if you have, side note, if you have a qualified business, you are eligible to join the Cherry Bomb calls. For the next week or so, we're only doing Tuesday afternoons at 2 p.m. Eastern. But starting in August, we're going to bring back the Wednesday evening calls, which are at 8 o'clock Eastern. So 5 o'clock Pacific, I guess. But listen, we're going to bring back the evening calls, assuming that people are going to get on them. So if people aren't showing up to the evening calls, then we'll have to rethink that. But in any event, on our Cherry Bomb calls, we've been learning about these trailer videos, and people are having huge success. And this was one of my huge takeaways from the Next Gen Boot Camp. We had a speaker, her name was Abby Hilmer. She's 22 years old, and she was sharing about how she's using these trailer videos to have literally the simplest system for sharing Juice Plus, and it's amazing. Okay, so the secret to these trailer videos is, number one, it's your story. Number two, it's very short. So if you've got two people, typically these are going to be about two people on the call. Sometimes there'll be three. But if it's two people, it's going to be about 5 minutes long. If it's three people, maybe 6 or 7 minutes long. Okay, so you're sharing your 2-minute product and business story. And you can make it with just your product story if you want to. It's totally up to you because it's your trailer video. So you make it how you want to be. But the secret of it is that you're sharing your product story and business story, if you want to include that. But you are not saying Juice Plus. You're not saying that you're a rep for a company. You're not saying the word product. You're not saying the word business. Instead you're using other words for that. So instead of saying, I'm a Juice Plus rep, maybe you're going to say I'm a health food agent, or maybe you're going to say I'm a fruit and veggie dealer. If you, instead of saying Juice Plus, maybe you're going to say powdered produce, or encapsulated fruits and vegetables, or concentrated produce, or plant powders. Okay, so there's lots of different things that you can say instead of saying Juice Plus. Instead of saying business, maybe you're going to say mission. Maybe you're going to say, partnering. So, again, there's other things that you can say, but for the word product and the word business, what happens is when we say those words, they're trigger words. Okay. When you say product in a sentence, people hear sales. Okay. And when people hear sales, their guard goes up. Okay. And they're not listening to you with an open heart and an open mind. They're listening to you with, okay, hold on a second. What's this really about? Same with the word business. When people hear the word business, they hear time suck. They hear, I don't have time for that. I already have a job, or I already have, I've got kids, or I've got whatever. I have a full life. Nobody has, an extra 20 hours a week laying around that they are looking to fill, or most people don't. I would say there might be like 1 or 2 people out there that are looking to fill their hours, but for the most part, people are not, right? So when they hear business, they think I don't have time for that. Okay. So we want to just take away those objections, take away those by not using those trigger words. The same thing with saying Juice Plus. And this is huge, you guys, for your social media. Don't put Juice Plus on your social media, because when you put Juice Plus, when you put the brand name out there, what's going to happen? The first thing they're going to do is Google it and, decide that they're an instant expert about what it is. And, what they find might be good. It might be lies. Who knows what they're going to find. But what we want is for us to be their first exposure. We want to be in control of the information that they're giving, so we can make sure that they're getting the truth and that they're getting real and accurate information about what Juice Plus is, right? If they Google it and they find out, they look at the price, no matter what the price is, we know what the value is, right? But they don't, because they don't have any education, right? So sometimes they just, again, that wall goes up and they shut down, and now they're not open anymore. Okay. So the purpose of this trailer video is to make a very short video with your own personal story that you can send to people as you reach out. So whether you're brand new or you've been around like I have for 13 years, you can make a trailer video. And I'm really, really strongly encouraging every single one of you to make a trailer video. And if you're a leader and you have a team, I want you guys to reach down to your team and really encourage them to make these trailer videos. Okay. So what you do is you got to get your story really strong. Okay. So you work with your sponsor on Voxer to get that story really strong, really concise and short. Okay. No more than 2 minutes. Then you're going to get on Zoom, just like we're doing right now, but it'll just be 2 people, right? And you're just going to record yourself, and then you upload it to YouTube. Very, very simple. If you don't know how to do that, Google it. And then you've got it. And then so back to Abby Hilmer. Abby Hilmer was sharing with us how she shares the business, or how she even shares the product. So she'll reach out to someone, start a conversation, and then ask if they'd like to take a look at her video, you know, if they'd be open to watching a video that shares a little bit more about her experience or her whole food journey, right? And then if they say yes, she sends them the video. Now it doesn't say Juice Plus, doesn't say, you know, anything in there. So she's really creating a lot of curiosity with this video. Then they come back to her and she showed us screenshots of this process of how she does this. So those of you guys who are at Next Gen know exactly what I'm talking about. But she shared her process. So she starts the conversation. She shares the YouTube link, which is her trailer video. Then the person came back to her and said, "Well, that was really interesting, but you're going to have to tell me more about this plant powder that you're talking about." So then she comes back to them and she doesn't write a book over text about what Juice Plus is. Instead, she shares another video, okay? You guys should all have a recorded One Simple Change where you're sharing your story in there, okay? And if you don't, then, you need to host some events and make sure that you have one, okay? Or you can also send, one of the company videos or something like that. But I always just think our One Simple Change presentation is so amazing. So if we can send that to them, they can really get a lot of really great information in there. So she sends them a linked video of her doing a One Simple Change presentation, and then comes back to them and follows up with them. What did you think? Do you have any questions? I'd love to talk with you further. Takes it offline, and then they get into conversation and, decide that they, are interested in pursuing the business or are interested in pursuing the product, or maybe it's a no-go, but she's been having a lot of really great success with it. You guys, she's moving very, very quickly. She was a sales coordinator last I heard, and I just heard that she's going for qualifying national marketing director next month. So that's pretty fast if you ask me. And she's just keeping it very, very, very simple, you guys, very simple. Okay. So simple is the name of the game. So no matter how long you've been with Juice Plus, we all need to be making these trailer videos. So I'm encouraging you to do that. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say is you don't have to do it with your upline either. You can choose a sideline friend. You can choose downline. You can choose whoever you want to do that video with you. So if you have a story that maybe is really, really similar to your sponsor's story, maybe you choose someone else who has a little bit different of a story so that you can have a wider range of what this business and this product can do for you. Okay. So I know we've got a lot of sidelines working on it together, which is really fun. So, okay. Does anybody else want to say anything? Shannon or Jen, you want to say anything? Because I know you guys have done your trailer videos or you're working on it.
It's a lot easier than you think it is. You just literally work on your story, get on there, somebody records, you both go. I even have my kid peeking around the corner in the background because he didn't want to interrupt my Zoom. It's super simple, and it's just keep it quick, keep it short. And the first one you use doesn't have to be the only one you keep. Just keep cutting it and shortening it and perfect.
Yeah. And thank you, Jenny Medina, for sharing that. Yes, I forgot to say that. So after she shares the One Simple Change video and they have some conversation, she takes it to a connection call. Okay, so a 3-way call with her upline sponsor. And the reason why she does that is because she doesn't want to be the expert in the conversation. Okay, she wants them to be connected to somebody who, besides her, so that, because that is teaching. Every time we do that with people, you guys, we're teaching our system. Okay, we're teaching that we don't have to know, that you don't have to know everything, that I don't know everything, and that we have other people supporting us, and we're teaching, to connect with the upline. Okay, so if we can do that from the very beginning, everybody's going to be able to move faster. And you guys don't have to be afraid of getting questions that you don't know the answers to, because when you do a connection call with your upline or with me, then, trust me, I mean, I've gotten a lot of questions over the last 13 years. And if I don't know the answer to them, we can find out the answer. We know where to go to find those answers. Okay. All right, I went about 8 minutes over. Sorry about that, but I thought it was really important that I share that because I'm really, really excited about this. Tune into the Cherry Bomb call, you guys, this week. Oh, and the last thing I want to say is that I am doing the Freedom Revolution call tomorrow night with 2 of my National Marketing Director friends, Robin Eisenweiss and Christy Nix. So tune into that. It is at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and I put the flyer on our I think I put it in the pinned post. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might have forgotten to do that. So I'll add that to the pinned post, but I put it out on Voxer. And you guys, the script is completely different from the last series of Freedom Revolution calls that we were doing. So I just wanted to give you a heads up if you haven't watched one of these. A lot of people are doing the 90-day game plan calls. You know, people are kind of doing their own thing, but we're actually following the script for that that the Australians use, which is really good. I really, really like it. So I'd love to get your feedback after tomorrow's event and see what you guys think.
Perfect.
All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you tomorrow night and then next week, I guess. Bye.
Bye.